Once you have your collage done, what we're going to do is we're going to run a photocopy off just from the regular printers here in the school, and I'm going to show you a technique of transferring that you guys are going to use to transfer this collage over to your clay box that you've been working on. My painting students will recognize this because they're using this in painting class. But this is just a photocopy picture that I ran off from my painting classes. I'm going to take this and actually transfer it to this clean white piece of paper. This white piece of paper kind of serves as a representation of the clay boxes that you guys have been working with. To do this, I'm going to use a different type of medium. It's called actually gel medium. It's backwards, you can't tell. It's in a big jug like this, and it almost looks like white paint. But this is the stuff that's going to transfer the ink from this piece of paper over to the white sheet of paper. So let me kind of, not zoom out, but let me kind of bend down the laptop here for you guys, and you can see what I'm doing here. Again, this only works on things that have been either photocopied or printed from a laser printer like the printers that we have upstairs in the computer labs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this stuff, I'm going to shake it up first because sometimes it just sits for a while, and make sure your cap's on. Shake this up. Now this sort of has a gluey smell, but it's not as strong as the Mod Podge that we just used. And to do this, I'm going to kind of rush through it, so you probably don't want to necessarily do it exactly like I am right now, but for the sake of time right now, I'm going to kind of rush. I'm just going to pour a little bit onto the paper. It comes out pretty thick. I don't know if you can see that blob all that well. It's white, kind of looks like white paint, and it's super drippy. But what I'm going to do is I'm again going to use my paintbrush. Let me bring down the, and I'm going to just spread this, a nice thin coat, over the area that I want to photocopy. And actually, this is a lot right now, so probably don't need all this stuff. And if there ever is any extra, you can just scoop it back into whatever container you're working with. I'm trying to take some of the extra and just put it in the top container right there. Okay, so I've got this pretty much spread. I know it's kind of hard to see, but it's all spread over in a rectangular sort of shape right there. I'm going to now take this and start painting this with some of the gel medium. I'm going to knead a little bit from here, not too much, because that's the problem I ran into before. But with this project, one of the things you're going to have to watch is if you don't put gel medium on certain areas, they won't transfer over. So make sure you paint the gel medium everywhere that you want it to be transferred over. And this is a lot. So hopefully you guys will get from this video that you really don't need a ton of this stuff for it to work. A lot goes a long way. So, alright, I've got a nice thin coat on here. And I'm just going to transfer this because this is still wet over here. This is a process that you have to do rather quickly. I'm going to transfer this right on top. Okay. Now I'm going to try and flatten this so that there's no air bubbles. One of the things that will happen if you're not careful, the air bubbles won't transfer the ink, and it'll look like you screwed up or something happened. The other thing is little wrinkles will show up too. Smooth out all the air bubbles, and once this is dry, I'll show you guys how to clean this off, and you'll have the transferred stuff right over it. Okay?